So there's a lot of word going out about on social media, on YouTube, and on the internet in general on how to make passive income online. Now, the argument of whether or not passive income exists is something else. But if you're looking to make passive income online, I think there's a roadmap to doing that. And in this video, I want to share with you that roadmap to making passive income, if that's something you're interested in. But before I go on, I want to mention that I've just created a private newsletter for a private community where I'll be sharing tips and strategies on how I make money online and other interesting things that I do on the road as a digital nomad. So if you want access to that, it's going to be in the link in the description. Now, in this video, I want to share with you some ways through which you can earn passive income, the steps that you can take to make passive income online. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stick along to this video to the very end. So the first thing you want to do is to pick an interest. Of course, a lot of people think that this is an obscure way to start generating passive income online, but there's a saying that the riches is in the niches, and that is something that's been around for so long, and it's almost cliche at this point. But imagine this, if it's cliche, that means it's probably true. Now, in order to generate any form of passive income online, you want to be the expert at that thing. You want to be known for something. You want people to come to your channel or your blog or whatever it is and know that they're going to get the best of information. Now, how do you pick an interest? That's a question that so many people have. If you're like me, you're probably a multi-potentialite, someone who is interested in so many things. But at the end of the day, if you want to make this passive income thing work for you, you still have to pick something. Now, there's a formula for finding something that interests you that you can also make money from. Now, a profitable interest is at the intersection of your passion, your audience, and something that can generate profit. And I'll break it down for you. Now, say you want to start a YouTube channel as someone who is an expert on a particular city. For example, let's pick York, Pennsylvania. York is a small town in Pennsylvania of about maybe 50,000 people. And imagine if you want to start sharing things about York, Pennsylvania. Now let's break it down into audience, passion, and profit. Is there an audience for York, Pennsylvania? Maybe. Are you passionate about York, Pennsylvania? The solid answer is yes. And is there profit to be made as an expert in York, Pennsylvania? The answer to that question is probably or maybe. But imagine a channel about fishing. Is there an audience, a fishing audience on YouTube? There's millions and millions of that. So that's a yes. Are you passionate about fishing? Well, that's up to you. If you want to create a channel about fishing, then you have to be passionate about it, right? And is there profit to be made about fishing on YouTube? The answer is a solid yes, because you can promote products with affiliate marketing, your YouTube channel AdSense, and things of that nature. Of course, the bigger your channel, the bigger the views that you're going to get, and the bigger the YouTube AdSense money that you're going to receive as well. So to the first point, which is to pick something you're interested in, it has to be something that makes sense. That is, there's a lot of people looking for that information, there's profits to be made, and something that you are passionate about. So the first step to making passive income is to pick something that you're interested in, something you can see yourself doing long term. Now, the second step to making passive income is to commit to doing that thing for a long period of time. Nothing comes easy. If you've read the book by Robert Greene, Mastery, it says that if you want to become an expert at anything, then you have to commit to 10,000 hours of practicing that thing in order to become an expert at it. Think about the Beethovens, the Albert Einsteins. Of course, they started when they were very young, but over the course of their lives, they invested at least 10,000 hours in order to become a master at that thing that we know them for today. So if you're thinking about generating passive income and you're not willing to commit at least 6 months to a year to building something, say on YouTube, if you want to build a YouTube channel, of course you need to be willing to commit 6 months to a year to build an audience, to build a community that's going to come back over and over again for that information that you want to provide them. So commit at least 6 months to a year to get going, to see compounding effect, because at the end of the day, when you start from scratch, of course, you're not going to see any progress for the first few weeks or a few months. But all of a sudden, you realize that you start getting traction from these things that you're doing. And that is the case in a YouTube channel, for example. I've seen so many people do YouTube for many, many months or even a year. And all of a sudden, the channel blows up and people start asking them, how did you do this overnight? No, it wasn't overnight. It's a compounding effect from things that they've done, from the effort that they put in from months prior and years prior. So you need to be able to commit to doing that thing for a long period of time. And the third step to generating passive income is to always be improving at that thing. Of course, when you get started, you're not going to be the best. You're not going to be an expert. In fact, nobody expects you to be an expert at that thing. But if you commit to showing up every day, to improving at least one thing every single day, people are going to appreciate that. In fact, they're going to show more support. Again, I'm going to go back to the example of starting a YouTube channel. If that's something you're interested in, the first 50 videos are going to be absolute trash, and you're going to know that. And this is the point at which a lot of people give up, because they produce the first video, the first 10 videos, and nothing happens. No views, no subscribers, nothing of that sort. And people just conclude that, you know what, this may not be for me. But the first 50 videos on your YouTube channel is really to understand the nitty-gritty of being a YouTuber. There's so many things that go into it. There's being confident on camera. There's, the act of telling a story. There's video editing. There's YouTube thumbnails. There's understanding the audience and optimizing your videos. These are the things that you're not going to get right from day one. And if you don't commit to showing up every day and improving at least one thing on your process, then nothing is going to happen. So if you think that you just want to start from day one, you have this grand idea in your head and it's all going to materialize from your first few videos or from your first few blog posts or from the first few episodes of your podcast, nothing is going to happen. And you just realize that you give up after spending a few weeks or a few months doing that thing. So you need to commit to improve at least one thing with every video that you put out. Something has to improve, whether that's your audio or the quality of your video or how you optimize your videos. Something has to always change, and you realize that months down the road, you just look back and you look at your first videos versus your 50th video, and you realize that there's so much difference in these two things. That is how you stay improving, and that is how you set yourself up to generating passive income further down the line. Now, the fourth element of generating passive income online is to look at how to diversify or how to improve what you currently have. After a while, what you're talking about or what you're passionate about now is going to feel stale to some people. Your information is going to go out of date, and you need to find ways to improve upon that information. And that means that you need to improve the ways that you consume information and the way that you deliver that information. When you start a YouTube channel about fishing, maybe some things that you talk about today may not be relevant in the next 12 months. Then you need to find more information on how to help people achieve the goal that you came to your channel for, how to take them from point A to point B. And you need to realize that the best way to become an expert at anything is to always stay one step ahead. By staying one step ahead, you're always making sure that you have the right information, and people can always come back to you for more information on how to improve their craft. So these are ways to which I've been able to do it in my own personal endeavors. And if there's something else that you've done or that I think other people can learn from, make sure to drop them in the comments as well. I hope this video has been helpful, and if it has, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments as well. My name is Daniel, and I will see you in the next video.